breathe.
You got this. It's fine.
Hello and welcome back to Good Day, broadcasting from the heart of the Lion's Den. I'm Jamie Dearman.
And I'm Austin Rodgers.
Thank you all so much for being back with us today. Today we have Amanda Flieg with us, one of our graduate communication students. And today we're going to be focused on health, mental, physical, pretty much all aspects of keeping yourself healthy. And we originally had one of our counseling faculty members come up to talk with us actually about anxiety, and he unfortunately was not able to make it today because life happens and this is life. So we are going to talk to our producer Miranda about anxiety because she's kind of feeling a little anxious right now.
I'm currently having anxiety because that's what's happening. Hi, everybody. I was not expecting to be on camera today, but luckily I did my hair, so I'm happy about that.
Well,
You look
Miranda,
pretty.
I know
Thank
that 85% of college students feel overwhelmed, and personally, I'm always overwhelmed, especially with class,
You are.
work, family life. So can you tell us some of your coping mechanisms?
I will first off say that I am not an expert in any of this. I am not trained to teach anybody about anxiety, but I will say the things that have helped me. Being a communication student, and I actually worked in radio for 3 years here at KSLU. And the thing about being in communication especially is you can be the face of a department. Like I actually, in a way, kind of was. If you go up into the communication department, you'll see me on pamphlets. It's so funny. Actually, I'm on the website too. It's very amusing. But for me, dealing with, pressures of, just everyday life in college and just, being in social situations, the things that always help me is, always find someone that you can talk to. And I mean that in two ways, whether it be if you're dealing with anxiety and you are trying to, cope with it and try to just manage it, find somebody to talk to. Go to the counseling center. They actually have an overcoming anxiety support group. And, talk to them and see if they can help you. You can also just, if you're in a social situation and you're nervous about it and you're surrounded by all these people that you don't know, just find someone that you can talk to. Just find someone that looks very open and just, looks like they're very just willing to talk, and just say, hey, how are you? My name is so-and-so. And, just try. That's the thing about anxiety is you always have to deal with it. There are ways to manage it, but the one thing that you just need to do is just try. That's what anybody will ever ask you when it comes to anxiety, is just try.
Oh my gosh, yes. Actually, Austin and I were both orientation leaders. We were on the same team.
Yes.
And we are still actually anxious right now being on camera. Our teacher is making us. She did not explain everything that entailed in this class before she threw us into the deep end.
But we love you, Dr. Narrow.
Yes, we do. We have to love you. Otherwise, we would kill you.
But I will say that one of the best things about college is you overcome those fears. And like we were orientation leaders, and all of our anxiety is very high.
Yes.
But it gets us prepared for outside of these doors, outside
Exactly.
of Southeastern. So take advantage of every opportunity that you can and just put yourself outside of your comfort zone is the best advice that we can give you.
So again, like Miranda said in the beginning, none of us up here are professionals. If you need help, do not be afraid to go seek it out. There are so many resources on campus, particularly our counseling center. Go make an appointment with them. They have staff who can drop everything if it's an emergency. So our biggest thing is seek professional help if you need it. There is no shame in going to seek help.
And just remember that's a free resource for all of our students and our families to help with you. They do individual counseling, relationships, family. Take advantage of it. And that's going to be right next to the Center for Student Excellence and the Student Union.
Okay, we'll be back after this short commercial break.
What opportunity has Southeastern provided you that you will forever be thankful for?
Southeastern's giving me the education I need for my future. Whether or not I go pro, I know I'm going to be successful.
For years, Mary has told me about the intense level of care her beloved son, Stephen, requires just to live his life in a meaningful way. Mary and Stephen have always relied on Options to provide that care. Mary trusts Options and knows they will give Stephen the best quality of care possible. Options puts the needs of everyone they care for first and ensures that the necessary care is provided by designing a personal care plan for each individual. Options' dedication to quality care brings joy, caring, self-worth, and a sense of family to the many men and women with disabilities Options serves. To learn more, go to optionsforyou.org.
Welcome back, Lions. We have our second guest here today. So why don't you introduce yourself, sir, and tell our viewers a little bit about you?
Sure. I'm Dan Toups. I'm an instructor in the kinesiology department. I teach weightlifting PE, so the kinesiology lab, and strength and conditioning programs. It's a 400-level class.
Okay.
I'm also the internship coordinator for the kinesiology department.
Okay, awesome. So we were doing a little bit of research about you.
Uh-oh.
And we found that you have a bachelor's degree in electrical engineering.
Yes.
You have an MBA in finance. What got you to go back and get a master's degree in all things kinesiology?
Well, I was always kind of an exercise geek, exercise nerd, and back, I guess about 12 years ago now, I started bicycle racing and got into teaching spinning classes at my gym that I belonged to, and so became a spinning instructor, and then moved into kind of personal training because I had been lifting weights since I was 13.
Okay.
Yeah, long time now.
So I know that you mentioned you help find internships for our kinesiology students. Can
Yes.
you tell us some of the opportunities you help find students and where those students are working today?
Well, we have a broad range of majors within that. We have sport management, we have kinesiology, exercise science, and fitness and human performance. And then we also have health education and promotion that I'm responsible for coordinating, placing students for all of those disciplines. And so one of the newer ones we just got was with the Louisiana High School Athletic Association. So we got some folks over there, and we just signed contract with Louisiana Football Magazine from a sport management perspective. Most of our kinesiology students end up doing clinical observation hours at a physical therapy clinic or occupational therapy clinic, but we do have folks who go to fitness centers as well. Mm-hmm. In fact, we have someone here at the Knockout Strength and Conditioning Center interning with Coach Bassetti over there.
Okay, awesome. So, as a health instructor, in your opinion, what's one of the biggest issues that students have with their physical health?
That's funny you should say that. The listeners can't see my shirt, but you guys can see my shirt. What does it say?
Food is medicine.
Food is medicine. That is correct. So, bigger than exercise, I believe that nutrition and good nutrition or improved nutrition for most people is really the biggest issue facing students.
I know that dining is always a concern for families, especially when their students move to Southeastern. So since a lot of our students are eating on the go and they're relying on the food on our campus, what are some good tips that you can give them?
Eat whole and unprocessed.
Okay.
Reduce sugar consumption. Stop the sugary sodas. Sorry, guys. Stop the sugary sodas. You can still get caffeine with less sugar. You can, I promise.
I do love coffee and Taco Bell.
Yes,
Blast.
and less processed food.
Okay.
More unprocessed whole food, less processed food.
So what foods would be the best? Because like Austin said, a lot of people are on the go. What are some things they can just like grab when they're running up the
On the
door?
go and grab is kind of tough for whole
Yeah.
unprocessed food.
Yeah.
So that kind of requires people to maybe do a little bit of planning.
Prepping, meal prep.
There's not a lot of good on the go,
Yeah.
super healthy foods. Most health bars are loaded with sugar. And to me, sugar is probably the one thing that everyone, not just students, all of us need to reduce in our diet.
And it's funny that you mentioned that. So a lot of people think that those go-to meals are going to be healthy for them.
Ooh.
So with you being in this position, do you ever have students come to you saying like facts that they think are true about nutrition, and you kind of have to correct them? How do you go about that?
Yeah, I guess the most obvious one is, we have all been marketed to so much that we think that as soon as we sweat a drop, we have to have Gatorade or some type of sports drink, right? The reality is, drink water, unless you're exercising in extreme high heat conditions and for long durations, like over 90 minutes, then you might need some type of hydration that includes some type of electrolytes in addition to just water.
I don't know if there is a set amount for each, I guess, for a broad range of people. How much water should people get a day?
Now, you guys know I'm not a nutritionist, so this is kind of off the cuff, if you will. You need to drink before you get thirsty, because sometimes it's too late, especially the environment we live in. As hot as it is, like today and the rest of this week, it's going to be really hot. So drink before you get thirsty. General rule, I shoot for the general 8-ounce glasses a day, 64 ounces or so. But again, that's going to depend on your size.
Okay. So
size matters in this case.
Definitely.
Right?
So what's your personal routine in staying healthy?
What's my personal routine? I lift weights 3 times a week.
Okay.
Sometimes a little bit more. Like now I'm in weightlifting with my students. Tuesday, Thursday. My general routine is Monday, Wednesday, Friday. And then I also ride my bike. I still like riding my bike, and I always joke with my students that I haven't figured out what I want to be when I grow up, whether it's a weightlifter or a bicyclist. I don't know. I haven't figured it out, so I keep doing both in the hopes that one day I'll figure out which one I'd like. But actually, weightlifting's probably, if I had to say you got to pick one, weightlifting probably would be the one. I truly do believe it's the fountain of youth.
Can you tell us a little bit about what that class entails for any of our students listening who might want to take that class?
Sure. It's geared towards the beginner.
Okay.
We start out real easy with a week of this is how you do exercises properly. There are certain basics that I coach people through in terms of proper posture, right? We all sit too much. We're all sitting right now, right? We should be standing, sorry, but we should be standing. Well, what does that do? That tends to create in all of us dysfunction in terms of movement. Your glutes get weak, so your lower back takes over for hip extension. That results in people with low back problems. So usually weak muscles in your lower extremities are what actually causes low back problems, not particularly something wrong with the lower back.
Okay.
And can you tell our viewers real quick where that class is located?
It's actually in the kinesiology building, KHS building. We have our own weight room in that building.
Awesome.
So it's about 2,200, 2,300 square feet, and so it's a full weight room that they don't have to go all the way to the rec. Not that I'm picking on the rec, but we also use it for research. So there is research going on in terms of exercise, and we use that room for some weightlifting type research.
Awesome. Thank you for stopping by, Seth.
Sure.
We will be back after this commercial break.
Paul, you want me to look into the camera? What do you want me to look?
I'm gonna look right here. Right directly on the camera.
Hello, I'm Clarence Gilliard Jr. You know what? I don't even go by Junior anymore. I'm 63 years old, good heavens. And hi, we're rolling, right? I forgot what movies I was in. Good evening. Clarence Gilliard here from Walker, Texas Ranger, Matlock, Die Hard, Top Gun, some other things you might know. Did you see me on Chips? I had hair then. I was also Santa Claus's elf at a Sears. Hello, I'm Clarence Gilliard Jr. from Matlock and Walker and Die Hard, and I'm here at the Columbia Theater. We will be together on October the 23rd in the evening for an event for you. Raise some money here in this beautiful Hammond, Louisiana area. So come on out. I'll sign all the autographs you want, and I'll answer all the questions you have. October the 23rd here at the Columbia Theater. See you there.
Cut. That's it. That's the tape.
Okay.
What do you love most about being a student athlete at Southeastern?
So I chose teammates for life because on our golf team, nobody's from the same spot, but the friendships we've made, once we graduate, I know we'll always be friends, we'll always see each other, we'll always come back and visit.
All right, and welcome back. So right after this, we're going to go to international news now.
This is AP News Minute. Philippine officials have charged an Ohio woman with human trafficking after she attempted to carry a 6-day-old baby out of the country hidden inside a shoulder bag. The National Bureau of Investigation said no travel approval had been issued for the baby. U.S. Vice President Mike Pence strolled into the Brexit fury as he met with embattled British Prime Minister Boris Johnson. Wrapping up a week in Europe, Pence thanked Johnson for the welcome, saying that it was a very busy time here in the United Kingdom. Johnson downplayed the Brexit drama, saying, quote, "It's always busy."
And very busy.
Emerald Isle, a North Carolina beach town, is reporting a tornado touchdown ahead of Hurricane Dorian's approach. More than a dozen campers were tossed about, their metal skin mangled and twisted. Other tornadoes spun off by Dorian's outer bands struck other areas along the coast. And scientists from the University of Otago have released the findings of a study into whether the Loch Ness Monster really exists. The researchers say they found plenty of DNA belonging to eels, but found no evidence of a large, scaly, reptilian monster. Luke Sheridan with AP News Minute.
I know that Hurricane Dorian has been something that all of our viewers, for the most part, have been tracking. We all thought that it was going to hit our country more directly than it has. Thankfully, it hasn't, but our thoughts and prayers are still with everybody who has been impacted.
Oh my gosh, definitely. Y'all, we will keep you posted on all the updates we are getting, but make sure you are all also following your local news, national weather forecast. Just make sure everyone is staying up to date with everything that's going on. So, Austin, do you have any personal...
Definitely, yeah. I know a lot of our viewers were impacted by the floods in 2016. Personally, I had about 4 feet in my house. So I do want all of our viewers to realize that there's something they can do, even if they aren't impacted. We can all make those donations to the Red Cross, United Way, different things like that, or find your own charity. GoFundMes are everywhere for things like that. It's something that you hope to never experience, but when you do, it's something that you hope other people have heart for you,
yes,
and they want to help you. My family was very lucky to have a lot of support from Southeastern students, organizations, and people across the country. So I definitely hope to pay it forward in the future to the Bahama victims as well as the United States.
Yeah, absolutely. I luckily didn't flood in 2016, but I have a best friend in Texas, and I was going back and forth on weekends to help her, and I can definitely agree with the statement you just made. So right now we are going to move on to the aftermath in Texas with the recent shootings that happened in late August.
When I first moved here in 1992, Odessa was like 20,000 people. It's a city, but it has a small town atmosphere, kind of everybody knows everybody. And even though it's grown because of the boom and everything, but it's just always remained that small town feeling. Well, of course, there's Friday Night Lights. That's like, this place kind of becomes a little bit of a ghost town, you know, on Friday night, and I'm one of them. Love it.
Those events that happened this last weekend do not define us, but our response to it might. For we are a people of hope, and hope wins.
We're a strong community, and we're going to rise from this. You know, we are very lucky to live here.
It's definitely a tight-knit community. Everybody knows everybody, and out here everyone's hardworking, resilient, quick to lend a hand.
We're not going to let this one monster control and ruin our lives. He's not going to win. We're going to win, and we're going to persevere, and we're going to keep on living, and we're going to become stronger.
And our thoughts and prayers are with the entire state of Texas, but our entire country. I know this is a very impactful thing for everybody, and starts a lot of good discussions.
Oh, yes, absolutely. So our final part is with Mr. Seth Thomas. Welcome. Thank you for stopping by with us today.
Yeah, well, thanks for having me.
So I know that students can take up many different kinds of physical activities at the rec, including jogging, yoga, basketball, weightlifting. Can you name any more that they can do?
There's also not only that kind of, I call it the free play stuff, but it's intramural sports, so flag football registrations are underway right now. And then we also have different individual sports. I think badminton's coming up.
I do like badminton.
Yeah, we just finished racquetball. So there's a lot of different activities that we have for intramurals. And also we have club sports, so building that program. And so we have right now, we have men's rugby, we have men's lacrosse, and then we also have a running club. So if anybody wants to start a club, just come see me.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I know that at the rec you have done a lot of expansions. Can you tell us a little bit that process, how that happened, and what students can expect to see soon?
Yeah, so we are expanding the fitness zone, fitness area by about 2,000 square feet. So we, I guess I've been here for October 1st, will be 2 years now. And so on the first day, there was a room that was never built out. Okay. So if you're looking at the racquetball courts to the left, and so they were using it as CrossFit area, and there was no AC or anything. So I was like, we need to fix this. And I started looking a little bit more. I'm like, oh, racquetball numbers are down. Nobody's using this racquetball court. Why don't we tear this wall out? I like just I watch a lot of HGTV, just tear it out and then open it up into the fitness zone. And so I started talking with Dr. Summers, VP, and Gabe Willis, the Dean of Students, and started pushing that along. And next thing you know, we're doing the final walkthrough tomorrow. So I'm doing a punch list.
Oh my gosh.
And then also we have new equipment that'll be coming in, so that I couldn't time it right, but hey, and hopefully doing a grand opening in January. So, but we'll be moving after I get the go-ahead, be moving some equipment in there next week and stuff. So I'm excited about it. And if you haven't been by there, stick your head in there. We've got the athletic turf part of it, so any conditioning skills you want to do and things like that is right there. So.
That's awesome. Obviously, I don't go to the rec too often. I've used the rec before for a few different things with my organizations. A lot of dance practice. I'm not a dancer, but I try. I support. So I think that's one great thing that a lot of students don't know, that you can rent out those rooms or do the free rental.
Yeah. And they're free for students. And the group exercise rooms, the studios, just walk by. If they're open, use them. So.
Perfect. So do you have any advice for any students who are kind of hesitant about going to the rec? I know sometimes I've fallen off of machines, so I don't want to go too often.
And I think it's me going to college. It was easy for me, because I was in rec. I was always fitness and things like that, so I never understood
the anxiety.
People, the anxiety or people. And so, but more I got involved, I realized that not everybody is into fitness. Not everybody is into sports, so it can be a little challenging. But nobody's looking at you. It's all self, you think somebody, but they're not. They're worried about themselves. Come in, use it. But if you have questions, come grab me, and I can walk you through the fitness center. I can show you things you can do, and then you can start off small. We've got the track to walk around and different avenues of fitness, and just showing up in the fitness center.
Okay, so we've kind of had a underlying theme today. It's health, mental, physical. What are some health tips, particularly with the physical exercise, that you might be able to give to students, especially those who haven't been into a lot of rec sports?
Gotcha. And I said to start off small. 10 minutes a day. Just come walk around the track. Just come get on the treadmill or do the elliptical, because you'll see the changes. You'll see the mental, the physical, that'll all change. So, and just, it's scientific proof. The more you exercise, the better you feel mentally, physically, the better your grades are. So why not come exercise? So.
All right, well, we know that the rec has a lot to offer our students, but do people in the community use it as well? Because it is free for our students.
It's free for students, and we have community memberships, and then we also have alumni memberships, and we also do silver sneakers for the older population and things like that. So, and we're about to come out with the new pricing model for community and alumni.
Now, faculty and staff on campus, or do they have a certain bracket of their own, or?
Yes. How did I leave off faculty and staff? Now they're looking at me like, yes, we do have faculty staff membership, and that can be taken out of payroll. So yeah. So, you don't even know it's missing.
It's always easier when you don't see it.
I know.
Right.
Y'all have no excuse, guys.
Yes, none at all. So.
All right.
Thank you for all of your advice. Hopefully I can go to the gym soon to use the rec.
Me too.
I need to. But when's that opening date again?
Oh, well, we're looking at next week.
Okay.
So hopefully as soon as I get the go-ahead, we'll have it open up, and some equipment will be moved in there, but the big shebang will be in January when we cut the ribbon and stuff.
Awesome.
Well, we look forward to seeing that soon, and thank you so much for coming to speak with us.
Thank you.
Thank you all for having me.
All right, that pretty much wraps it up for today. I'm Jamie Dearman.
And I'm Austin Rodgers. Thank you, and have a good day.
Why do you support Southeastern Athletics?
So Southeastern is where our family started. We met my wife here, met all our friends here, and now it's given us two beautiful children, and now it's part of our family.